Today, on November 10th, 2015, 3 major game releases came out. Now, while many people are fans of the Fallout series, I am not playing that anytime soon, and Legacy of the Void will only be LP'd on this channel if I can get Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm first. So I'm officially announcing my next LP series, Alekine's Gun. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's Rise of the Tomb Raider if you didn't see the title of this video. And this is a video to catch you all up on what happened before this game, including the comics, as they are part of the canon and bridge the gap. So, let's get started. Tomb Raider 2013 is the first in the Survivor timeline, meaning none of the previous games, Top Cow comics, movies, or animated series is canon. In this game, a man named James Whitman, the host of a television show about archaeology, was trying to find some way to boost his ratings before his show was sadly cancelled. He and a crew of people, including Captain Roth, Samantha, who is Laura's best friend and was helping fund the expedition, tech genius Alex, cook Jonah, mechanic Reyes, Grim the helmsman, and Laura herself, found their way to the Dragon's Triangle. After entering the Dragon's Triangle, a freak storm started up and split their ship in two. Stuck on the island containing the lost kingdom of Yamatai, Laura had to get everybody out alive, which, well, didn't exactly happen. A man named Matthias had been stuck on the island for a very long time and had started a crazy cult called the Solari, who wished to use Sam in a ritual to help them get off the island. Turned out the queen from way back in Yamatai's past, Himiko, was jumping from body to body instead of giving her power over to the next queen in line as many people thought she was. This effectively made her an immortal, weather-controlling, psychopathic bitch. Alex, Grimm, Roth, and Whitman didn't exactly get off of Yamatai alive, which sucks. Just kidding, fuck Whitman, he's a cunt. But don't worry, because Laura totally killed Matthias, stopped the body-jumping ritual halfway through, and therefore destroyed Himiko's old super nasty body, and Sam lived. With the queen with a controlling bitch gone, the storms disappear and everybody can go home. It's all over, right? Well, clearly not. Now, while I didn't read the 10,000 Immortals, which is semi-canon, and I say semi because it kind of contradicts what happens in the comics, which are 100% canon, I do own all 18 issues of the comic so far. The initial run of the Dark Horse comics for the Tomb Raider series has 3 major story arcs that are in the reboot canon and prove that everything from Yamatai isn't over yet. And before you get all huffy, I know the series is still going on, but the newest arc, Lara Croft and the Frozen Omen, is more of a standalone entry that is in its own canon, much like the 2 Lara Croft and the Blah Blah games, being Temple of Osiris and Guardian of Light. I'm going to try and explain each story arc and its significance to the upcoming events of the newest game as quickly as I possibly can. The first Dark Horse arc, Season of the Witch, dealt with people of Yamatai descent who didn't worship Himiko, but instead Matthias, as he was her, and I quote, one true disciple. Through hypnosis and manipulation, they used Laura and her friends as pawns to try and make a prophecy come true that would bring Matthias back, as he's the one that can truly bring Himiko back. But Laura stops everybody because that's what she kind of does. The arc first introduced the idea that Laura's father knew more about the world than he let on and didn't tell her in order to protect her, as well as bringing up the idea that ghosts exist, you can bring people back, prophecies are true, all sorts of things. The second story arc, Secret and Lies, is our main introduction to the villains of Rise of the Tomb Raider, the group known as Trinity. Laura has to protect Kaz, Alex's sister, from the group because if you know anything about Trinity, they pretty much go after you and your whole family. Kaz was once a member of Trinity, but left to marry Lucia, who Trinity later killed before going after Kaz herself. Kaz decided to run and hide where Lucia's family lived, be in the crazy town of Pripyat. Pripyat? I don't know. In all seriousness, how did it take this long for any timeline to have Laura go to Pripyat? It also introduces Mr. Cruz, a crazy assassin who works for Trinity who survives throughout the arc until the end. Radiation poisoning, being in a helicopter that crashes. Nothing kills this guy, and meanwhile he will hold his own people at knife point if it means killing his mark. He eventually dies, as with another member of Trinity who actually wanted Laura to join them. And that's kind of the scary thing about this story arc. It reconfirms that Laura has a lot of bodies in her wake, and she's still kind of fine. There's definitely a killer inside of her, if she just lets it go. Plus it introduces Trinity, and we really don't get that much backstory on them. We know they're a bunch of assassins and religious zealots, but that's it. Hope we see more of that, and their backstory in Rise of the Tomb Raider. My guess is Knights Templar. The third story arc, Queen of Serpents, is the one that sadly the main story doesn't lead much into the next game, but the two side stories make all the difference. The main story deals with Laura going down to South America in order to find Grimm, who is believed to be dead. But it's just Grimm's twin brother that nobody knew about, of course. And the whole thing was bait for the person holding him, the Queen of Serpents, to get some ransom money. She didn't really plan on Laura actually coming down and being a badass, but that's what Laura does. Now, the Queen of Serpents did turn out to be an old friend of Laura's father, further strengthening the inclination that there was crazy shit about him that Laura didn't know about. But like I said, the main point of this story arc would be the two side stories. One deals with Sam becoming more and more bizarre, with the finale of this story being the fact that when Laura stopped the soul transfer ritual halfway through the 2013 video game, it didn't fix everything. Instead, part of Himiko did go into Sam sadly, and it's slowly been taking her over, than just instantly deleting her personality as it would have done if the ritual worked the whole way through in the first place. The second side story consists with the first teaser trailer we saw of Rise of the Tomb Raider, with Laura telling a man about her story. She wants to explore the world, but all of the Croft family money and Croft Manor have gone to her uncle, and he will only leave it to her, the rightful heir, if he deems her fit. And knowing she's going on all these crazy adventures to Yamatai and Pripyat and South America, which really didn't happen until after he had the meeting with her, but whatever, it doesn't exactly help him deem her fit. So she's going to see this person and get psych evaluations and all that bullshit in order to show him that he's ready for the money in the manor, which she'll then use to go on more adventures and quests and bullshit. Now, here's where Rise of the Tomb Raider comes in. All the trailers so far have shown her fighting Trinity and exploring tombs, and people talk about it being this quest that Laura goes on in order to learn about how immortality works, but they never explain why she is going on this quest. And to me, it's fairly obvious. It's not just her wanting to understand how all these prophecies and crazy spells came to be. She needs to find a way to reverse them. This isn't just a search for knowledge. This is a quest to save Sam, her best friend's life, from slipping away as she's possessed by Himiko. So, join me tomorrow and we'll go on this quest together. Let's save Sam and stop Himiko once and for all, as well as Trinity, because seriously, fuck those guys.